Weight has always been a touchy subject for me. Weight has affected me my entire life. I've had a lot of body issues, which affected my mental, or aka my depression issues, even as a child. It's been a lot, so it's always been a touchy subject for me. Growing up, I was very thin. Some people used to call me olive oil because I'm so tall. The same height I am now, this is the height I've been since like 5th grade. I'm 5 feet, 9.5 inches tall. And growing up, I was very, very, very thin. But somehow I still managed to have D cups, and I still managed to have a butt, and having that type of body at such a young age, it got me a lot of unwanted attention, a lot of attention that I wasn't prepared for. I was put in situations that I should not have been put in. It was a lot. I did not become comfortable with my weight until 19 when I gave birth. I still was thin, but now I was boom, 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 boom. Like my thighs filled out, so now my thighs matches my butt, and my stomach was flat, so I was comfortable somewhat. I'll say I was okay. Then fast forward to around 30, that's when I became really comfortable with my weight. I was at 200 pounds. And a lot of people will be like, oh my God, 200 pounds? Ew, that's fat. To me, that was the perfect weight for my stature. I am tall. It matched me. I felt beautiful. I felt sexy. It was everything. And then a few years later, I started fertility treatment, and I just ballooned. Some women gain weight during fertility, some women don't. Some doctors want you to exercise during fertility. Some doctors tell you, no, stop with the workouts. For me, unfortunately, with my first doctor, that was something that he said. He was just like, no, stop with the workouts. So I couldn't work out anymore. I was still eating the same way I've always ate. But what a lot of people don't realize is with birth control, it's a lot of side effects. And one of the side effects is weight gain. I was on birth control for 30 days, 3 times that year of doing fertility. So within that year, I gained 30 pounds just off of birth control. So I went from being 200 pounds to now I'm 230 pounds. So that was major for me. I did not look at myself the same anymore. The depression that I faced when I was young in my teens, all of a sudden that was creeping back. I didn't feel good about myself. I've always had a little pouch for a stomach because of previous surgeries, but now I felt like I had a gut. It was just so much, and it left me so depressed that I did not want to do anything. I went from being a woman who watched what I ate. I eat whatever I want. Diets and fads just doesn't work for me. So I eat whatever I want, but I moderate. My moderations are smaller, so I was always able to maintain my weight off of that. All of a sudden, I was so depressed that I did not care about those things. So off of the birth control, I gained 30 pounds, and then being depressed and being an emotional eater, I packed on an additional 15 pounds. So now you're talking about 245 pounds. So I went from being the most comfortable I've ever been in my freaking life at 200 pounds to now being okay, to then being what the fuck Gina. And one day I was just walking around the house naked. That's just what I do. I don't like clothes. Like if I could walk outside naked, I probably would. But I walked past a mirror, that mirror actually, and I saw my naked body, and I did not look like me. I did not look like Regina. I'm used to being thick and having, curves, but I'm used to everything being smooth. I'm used to my legs being toned. I'm used to my body looking like me. I'm used to feeling like me. It got to the point that 240 pounds that I gained was stopping me from doing simple stuff like walking up the stairs. Like walking up and down the stairs, I would get so tired. Like I would be so tired. And one day I was running back down the steps and I was so out of breath. I just stopped in the middle of my steps and I said, you know what? This is it. I'm going back to the gym and I'm sticking to it. And that's what I've been doing. So I don't go to the gym every day. Every day. I do not go to the gym. That's unrealistic for me. I'm just being honest. It is. Some days I just don't feel like going. So I do force myself to go to the gym at least twice a week for my cardio and for weightlifting. I do that. Outside of that, I change the way I eat. For breakfast, I typically eat boiled eggs and applesauce every single day. I give myself one day off, and that's usually on Sundays, where I'll eat like a regular breakfast, you know, like bacon and all of that stuff. But 6 days out of the week is eggs and applesauce. For lunch, most days it's a salad. Other days it's whatever we had for dinner, but a smaller portion. Dinner is whatever we cook. I don't buy any pork products anymore unless it's bacon. Bacon is life. So I probably will always buy bacon. So that's that. Bacon, chicken, and we do eat a lot of steak because I'm severely anemic and the steak helps my body. It's not up for discussion. That's what we do. And I also buy a lot of turkey products now. I just watch what I eat a little more. Although I only go to the gym 2, maybe 3 times a week, in my opinion, that just wasn't enough. So I started working out at home whenever I have some private time, because for some reason I'm a little shy and embarrassed to work out in front of my wife and in front of my daughter. I don't know, it's just weird. But whenever I have my private time every day, I would get in at least 30 minutes of at-home workouts, jumping jacks, knee highs, butt kicks. I lift 5-pound weights and I have a jump rope, and I would do it in my house for 30 minutes. Each exercise I would do for 30 seconds, and that's how I lost 20 pounds in a month and a half, maybe 2 months. That's how I did it. It was no fad diets for me. Keto did not work for me. I'm not gonna hate on keto because when done properly, let me stress that, when done properly, it has helped a lot of women lose weight. A lot of women have lost weight with it. It's a great diet overall. But for me and my body, it was too much. It was just too much food. It was too much protein. It was just too much for me. I didn't like the way my body felt while trying keto, so that did not work for me. When it comes to intermittent fasting, whew, any of y'all that can do intermittent fasting, right on, girl, go ahead, do you. But for me, I didn't like the way it made me feel. I tried different time levels of the intermittent fasting, and I did lose some weight doing that. So I do know intermittent fasting work, but to starve yourself for that long of a period of time, it made me feel lightheaded. I felt dizzy. I started having dizzy spells and times when you don't want to be getting dizzy, like while driving or while I'm at work going downstairs. Like I almost fell down the stairs at work because I was so dizzy because my food didn't know how to function, not having the proper nutrients in it. So it just wasn't for me. So for me personally, and what I needed for my diet, I had to put in the work. That was it. It's no big secret. I just had to put in the work. I had to stop making excuses. That's one of the biggest things that people don't realize is keeping them from losing weight. It's not that you're big boned. It's not that, oh, this diet is trash. It's not that this shake is garbage. It's that sometimes when we are unsure of ourselves and we don't have a lot of self-confidence, we tend to psych ourselves out of stuff before we even give it a good try. Sorry, that was hard to come out. Didn't know what to say. And for me, I held myself back for so long. I allowed my depression to take over. I allowed the excuses to build up, and I had the excuses. I have a completely free gym at my job. So most days what I can do, I could take my stuff to work with me, change, walk over to the gym, go to the gym. That's what I used to do. All of a sudden, because I was so depressed and didn't have any more self-confidence in myself, I was just like, oh my God, that's too much work. So I stopped doing that. I have a gym membership at an awesome gym. It was, oh, babe, well, since we gotta buy another car, that's a whole nother video, y'all. Since we gotta buy a second car and you got a car, you know, I wanted to go to the gym today, but you gotta work, so I can't go today. That was an excuse. It was always an excuse. I just stopped making excuses. If you really want to lose weight, you have to own your shit, period. It's not anything other than that. You just have to own your shit and accept your shit and deal with it. That's it. Ain't no shortcuts in life. There is no easy ways. You have to put in the work. And if you're not gonna be willing to put in the work, you will forever have that weight sitting on your body. And for me, it finally became too heavy. So until next time, bye guys.